Yo, what's going on YouTube? Kai here checking in with another video. Hey, today on the channel, today we got 051 Young Money, the most bloodthirsty group gang in Chicago. Let's go on to get into it.
Chicago is a wild place containing numerous gangs filled with killers. These killers are ruthless and are willing to do some of the most extreme things necessary to take out their enemies. The subject of today's video might just be the most bloodthirsty gang in Chicago. The subject of today's video have allegedly committed over 50 murders throughout the city and are home to some of the most notorious killers in CHIRAQ. The subject of today's video is not other than 051 Young Money, and today we're going to be telling their story. But before we get into the video, please be sure to like and subscribe. 051 Young Money is a renegade set in Chicago, primarily containing Mickey Cobras, but also has some Black Pea Stones as well. A lot of their members were actually basketball players that became shooters off the court after being corrupted by the CHIRAQ street life. 051's territory ranges from 48th and Drexel to 51st and St. Lawrence, with their main block being located on 51st and Cottage Grove. They are one of the main sets in Chicago that rep the slogan BDK, standing for Black Disciple Killer. 051 Young Money is known for heavily beefing with Black Disciple sets such as THF 46, THF 44, 600, O Block, and other sets like Motown, Murder Town, and Welch World. Another one of their main enemies is a Gangster Disciple set called Taekwon World, or TW for short. 051 is allied with other sets such as 757, Geo Drive, East End, MOB, and Princeton Mob. They used to be allied with the sets STL and 800, but tension would arise between them, leading to a falling out. 051 has been around for a long time and would eventually find themselves in the middle of a war that seemingly has no end in sight. On March 13, 2008, a member of 051 named Los, real name Carlos Merrills, was outside his home on South Drexel Boulevard celebrating his birthday with 15 to 20 friends. A member of a set called Drexside named Franco, real name France Witten, pulled up in a van at approximately 2:45 p.m. in front of the party to drop off two passengers. After Franco let the passengers out, Los, who was talking on his cell phone, approached the car. Franco then allegedly stuck a gun out of the driver's side window and shot Los twice. After he fell, Franco then allegedly shot him 3 more times, then drove off. Los would later tragically be declared dead at just 20 years old. 051 and Drexside were not enemies at the time. In fact, they were actually allied together, so it was surprising to see a prominent member be killed in a personal beef and not by ops. Franco would be charged with first-degree murder for this incident and was ultimately found guilty and sentenced to 55 years in prison. Following this
55. Hey, hey, they be putting the belt at y'all asses, bro. Y'all nigga 55 years, bruh, for a senseless act. Well, we don't know what it was for. It could be for a million things. Los could have been saying, "Shorty, you job like I job like gave you some work. Hey, pay up." Franco was probably like, "I'm not paying up." It could be, man. But I'm saying 55, bruh. Y'all could have did that a whole nother way. Like,
incident, 051 would take a big loss that would lead to one of the deadliest wars in Chicago. On September 27, 2008, a member of 051 named Zico, real name Isaiah Walker, got into an altercation with someone outside of a McDonald's in Chicago's South Side. The person Zico was arguing with was a member of THF 46 named Aki Walton. In the heat of the argument, Aki allegedly pulled out a gun and shot Zico multiple times. Zico would later be tragically declared dead at just 18 years old. Following the murder, Aki would go on the run to Indianapolis, and he was successfully able to evade police for a while. Eventually, his luck would run out after an anonymous tipster told police that Aki had been seen at the home of a relative in Indianapolis. The police would arrest him there and extradite him back to Chicago to face his charges. Aki was charged with first
If you edit video in Final Cut Pro, then this is for you. We've changed over 50,000 filmmakers' lives with the Ultimate Bundle. It's every single product we make for Final Cut Pro in one huge bundle. Over 115 packs for just $99.
Nice.
It has everything you need to take your video editing to the next level. Creative
Degree murder and ultimately sentenced to 27 years in prison for Zico's death. THF-46 would later go on to become 051's biggest enemy, and countless bloodshed would occur between the two. On April 8, 2011, a group of people were standing outside on a sidewalk in the 800 block of East 46th Street when a car pulled up and someone hopped out of the car and started shooting at them. 3 people in total were shot when the gunman hopped back into the vehicle and fled the scene. One of the people shot was an affiliate of THF-46 named Quint, real name Quentin Turner, and he was shot in the back of the head/neck and taken to Mercy Hospital, where he was tragically pronounced dead at just 18 years old. The 2 other men that were shot sustained serious injuries but ultimately were able to survive. It is widely rumored that members of 051 were responsible for this incident. In fact, members of 051 would claim responsibility on social media. Unfortunately, the senseless violence between 051 and THF-46 was only just beginning. On July 16, 2011, an affiliate of THF-46 named Tony, real name Tony McCord Jr., was walking with 3 others when a car drove up to them and someone hopped out. The person that hopped out started shooting, and Tony was struck multiple times. Tony fell to the ground, then the shooter stood over him and shot him again. Tony would be tragically pronounced dead at just 20 years old. 051 would take responsibility and would brag about this murder. Paperwork would later be released that confirmed that a member of 051 named Little Mark was the gunman in this incident, and another member of 051 named T Streets was the driver. Months after this, members of THF-46 would allegedly get their revenge. On November 10, 2011, a member of 051 named T Streets, real name CHIRAQ McD, was sitting inside of a vehicle when gunfire erupted. He was struck in the face and would tragically be pronounced dead at 12:28 a.m. It is widely rumored that members of THF-46 and 600 were allegedly the ones responsible for his death. As I mentioned earlier, another one of 051's main enemies is the set 600. On February 2, 2012, a member of 600 named Shaq, real name Shaquille Rush, was walking in an alley with his friends after a party when someone appeared out of nowhere and opened fire on him. Shaq was shot multiple times and tragically declared dead at the scene at just 20 years old. It is widely believed that one of 051's most well-known members, 051 Melly, was the one allegedly responsible for his death. Melly would diss Shaq constantly on Twitter and claim responsibility. Shortly after this, 051 would take another loss of their own. On May 28, 2012, officers discovered a man
Damn, bruh. This nigga old as dirt. Like, what was you doing?
responsive on the street at about 1:20 a.m. in the 5000 block of South St. Lawrence Avenue. The man had been shot in the chest. He was identified as a member of 051 named Little Chief, real name Robert McNear. He was pronounced dead at just 35 years old. It is widely
35, bruh. What do you niggas, like, that's what I'm saying, like, bro, when you niggas be, y'all niggas be 30 and up still trying to be in the streets. Not to say it's not wrong with that, but come on, bro, 35, bruh. Nah, there's something wrong with that. Fuck all that. Like, I ain't even about to get y'all no pass. There's something wrong with that, bro. It's something wrong with being 25 still been in the streets, bruh. Like, when do you transition? When do you try to find another way? Or is niggas saying, hey, ain't no other way. We gonna be in the streets until we get killed, until we go to jail for the rest of our life. Or until y'all get 55 years. But we gonna keep living. We gonna keep living every day, taking chances. Like, what the fuck? That don't make sense to me. Niggas live ass backwards, Mo.
Rumored that a member of THF 46 named Bobo was allegedly responsible for his death. On June 22, 2012, a member of 051 named Fathead, real name Antonio Davis,
Bro, it's just death after death, bro. Like, bro, we just looking at it's nothing but death on this.
was walking to the store with a female when a van pulled up on them. Someone hopped out of the van and shot Fathead. As Fathead fell to the ground, the shooter stood over Fathead and shot him repeatedly, including twice in the head, leaving him dead on the scene. Fathead was just 14 years old.
14? 14? I mean, I can't even, bro, 14, like, you know how much dirt these niggas do? Like, niggas be 10 years old catching bodies. So 14, he might have had 6 bodies at 14. But come on, bruh, like, the way that y'all niggas be wanting to live just be ass backwards to me, Mo.
Paperwork would later be released stating that a member of
At NGA, we believe our diverse experiences inspire innovation and ingenuity.
600 named C-Day, real name Courtney Ely, was the primary suspect for this murder. In fact, C-Day was arrested and questioned for this murder, but was ultimately released as there wasn't enough evidence to convict him. C-Day would brag about this murder and diss Fathead on social media. This was a big loss for 051, as Fathead was a loved member and the brother of someone allegedly considered one of 051's top shooters named Montana. On June 30th, 2012, a member of THF named Black, real name Leonard Truss, was in the 800 block of East 45th Street in the Bronzeville neighborhood when a vehicle pulled up and an armed gunman hopped out of the car, letting off 10 shots with an AK-47 assault rifle. Black was shot in the head and was tragically pronounced dead at the scene at just 17 years old. It is widely believed that members of 051 were allegedly responsible for his death. On November 1st, 2012, a member of 600 named Trix, real name Trey Henry, was sitting in his vehicle at about 9:40 a.m. in an alley in the 5700 block of South Prairie Avenue when several shots rang out. Trix was shot and tragically pronounced dead at just 19 years old. Trix was known to be kind of nerdy, so some members of 600 refused to claim him and even dissed him after his death. A well-known 600 member named Tay Capone said in a live stream that some members of 600 were cool with Trix, but some other members considered him a goofy and only hung out with him so they could use his car. It is widely rumored that Trix was killed by a member of 051 Young Money. On April 22, 2013, a member of 051 named Cornbread, real name Cornelius German, was found unresponsive at around 9:40 p.m. He had been shot in the back and was tragically pronounced dead at the scene at just 15 years old. A member of a set called Gutterville named Kevin Culverson was charged with his murder. Witnesses claimed that Cornbread was not the intended target, as the shooting happened after tensions arose during a dice game. Months after this, 051 would allegedly take out one of the most well-known rappers in Chicago.
Shorty, man, if he was alive, bro, he would have been the best rapper. He would have been the best rapper for sure. I'm talking about by a long mile. Like, I ain't gonna say by a long mile, cause you still had Lil Herb, Lil Bibby. You had L.A. Shit, if you would have had Young Pappy, if he was still alive, you'd have had Young Pappy. But like, come on, LA was just different, bro.
On September 26, 2013, one of 600's most well-known members named L.A. Capone was in a recording studio making music. One of the people working in the studio identified L.A. and told members of 051 that he was there. Members of 051
It's one of the reasons. I mean, I don't have no eyes, but this is why I don't go to no motherfucking studio. Like, I'm not beefing with niggas, but just shit like this, just idiotic shit like this, like, Yeah, you know we got such and such. Oh, for real? And they could be saying it on some like on some fanned out shit, like, oh man, we got such and such in it, we got such and such in here. On some fanned out shit. But whole T, like, they don't know that they beefing with you. Man, that shit is lame.
Pulled up instantly and waited for LA to walk outside. LA walked out of the studio and was waiting for his ride to pick him up when he was shot 3 times in the back by an 051 member named Little Mick. Little Mick stood over LA as he was on the ground and tried to keep shooting him, but his gun jammed. LA was rushed to Northwestern Hospital, where he was tragically pronounced dead at just 17 years old. Paperwork named 051 members Big A, Rocco, Little Mick, and Miko as being the ones responsible for this hit. Miko was sentenced to 45 years in prison, and Little Mick was sentenced to 60 years in prison for
45 and 60, bro. That's what I'm trying to tell you niggas, bro. Like, these niggas is getting 45 years, bro. You in that joint fucking niggas at 45 years, bro. Then Shorty got a 60 ball. Y'all don't understand the freedom that we have, bro. Like, I don't think y'all get this shit. Like, y'all don't get the freedom that we have, bro. I love fucking women. I love it. Man, I love it. I love being around my kids, mo. Like, bro, like, not even that. Like, I just love doing everyday things. Being able to get up and go to the mall and drive my car and motherfucking eat what I want to eat and go to different restaurants and go on dates and, you know what I mean, just do flash. Like, what the fuck do you, like, what's up with you niggas, bro? That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, that's why I keep saying, bro, we need leaders. We need a nigga to say, bro, I'm not doing what you niggas doing. Y'all niggas getting in these cars, committing these crimes, committing these murders, and getting y'all ass waxed. 60, 45, one nigga got 47. Come on, my nigga. Come on, my nigga. Y'all be having kids, bro. You get 60 years and you got a fucking 1-year-old or 2-year-old. Come on, my nigga. Even if y'all gotta do the percentiles, y'all get out on y'all do 50%, that's 30 years, my nigga. How's that cool? Like, where's that cool at? Like, how's that fly? Like, the shit that y'all doing ain't cool in no way, shape, or form. Like, bro, just me hearing these 60? I would never.
for the murder of LA. Rocco was sentenced to 24 years in prison because
24.
he snitched on the other 2. Big A was killed before she could get caught by
Damn, Big A was a whole fucking girl.
the police like the 3 others. On November 14th, 2013,
Then y'all all fucking stand the same. Y'all all do this motherfucking don't like this with the Timberland boots. They was wearing True Religion jeans. Come on, bro. Y'all all got the same junk. Hermes belt. It's like this was the starter kit back then. Like, y'all all had the same fucking fits.
member of 051 named Big A, real name Amanda Fitch, was sitting in a car in the 6600 block of South Stony Island Avenue when somebody pulled up next to the car and shot 3 times through the driver's window. Big A was struck multiple times and found slumped in the driver's seat. She was taken to John H. Stroger Jr. Hospital, where she was tragically pronounced dead at just 24 years old. It is widely believed that members of THF 46 were the ones responsible for her death. Paperwork would later be revealed showing that Big A's brother and fellow 051 member named Ario told police that the most well-known member of THF named Bezu called him and bragged to him about committing the murder. Bezu was never charged for it. After this, 051 would take another big loss. On March 25th, 2014, an 051 Young Money member named Little Mark released a song titled No Competition, in which he dissed many living and deceased members of Black Disciple sets. Just 3 days after this, he would lose his life. On March 28, 2014, Little Mark was standing at a bus stop in the 300 block of East 51st Street when a gunman walked up to him and shot him in the head. Little Mark was tragically declared dead at just 20 years old. It is widely rumored that a member of 600 named D Rose was the one that allegedly killed him. On May 31st, 2014, the cousin of world-famous rapper Lil Durk, named OTF Newski, was in a parking lot seated on the passenger side of a white SUV when someone walked up and opened fire at around 3:20 p.m. Newski was hit multiple times and jumped into the driver's seat and attempted to drive away. He subsequently crashed the vehicle into a storefront and was tragically pronounced dead on the scene at just 21 years old. His body remained inside the vehicle hours after the shooting. Lil Durk was with Newski at the time it happened as they went to the store together, but Newski decided to stay in the car rather than go inside with Durk. It is widely believed that Newski was allegedly killed by members of 051. On June 30th, 2014, a member of 051 named Polo, real name Michael Patton, was walking with his brother in the 600 block of East 50th Place in the Hyde Park neighborhood when a van pulled up next to them. The boys were talking to the people in the van when someone inside the vehicle opened fire. Polo was shot in the chest and tragically declared dead at just 17 years old. His 15-year-old brother was shot in the arm during this incident but survived his injuries. It is widely rumored that Polo was allegedly killed by a member of 600 named Little Boo.
It's just a lot
On
of
November
death,
21st,
bro. Like,
2014,
we ain't even have we do this shit, bro. Like, it's just like y'all. Anybody that's doing these deaths, bro. Like y'all niggas doing these shootings, bro. Y'all niggas is real live, like lame as shit, bro. I don't even want to sound like one of them conspiracy theorists or none of that, or one of them super pro-black, like you killing your brothers, but like, bro, all you niggas look the same. Shit weird.
a member of 051 named Boom, real name David Kennedy, was fatally shot in what many believe to have been an accident. According to authorities, Boom was hanging out at another 051 member named Paris's house, along with another friend. At some point during the hangout, Paris brought out a 40 caliber Glock semi-automatic handgun for Boom to look at. When Boom was done checking out the gun, he handed it back to Paris, who then proceeded to point it at Boom's head right before it accidentally went off. Boom was only 24 years old.
Who the fuck play like that, bro? Like, who the fuck plays like that? Nigga said he put the jump to a nigga head on some playful shit. Who play like that, bruh? This is why I'm saying, y'all niggas need to find a good set of friends, bruh. The niggas that y'all be calling y'all buddies, calling y'all friends, bruh, like, niggas don't play like that, bro. Like, I would never play with my men like that. Like, I would never play with my friends like that, bruh. Like, that shit, we don't play like that, Brody. Like, I got real love for my niggas. Like, I would never try to bring no physical harm to them. Nigga, we supposed to be defending each other. I'm not about to play with, we don't even play with guns around. Man, fuck no.
Years old at the time of his death. Paris was later charged with involuntary manslaughter.
If I ever was around a nigga like that and a nigga play like that, bruh, you ain't my man no more, bruh. I don't give a fuck what you talk about. You not my man like that, because that's the ultimate sign of disrespect. Like, we don't play like that. You ain't my man. I don't give a fuck how many times you try to call me or, oh man, I was just playing. Like, bruh, like, nah, you cut off, bruh. If I see you in the streets, I don't want nothing bad to happen to you. I ain't even gonna try to do nothing to you. You just not my man, bro. We don't even gotta interact no more. Y'all give niggas too many chances. Oh man, he was just playing. Nah, nigga don't play like that, bro. Nigga don't play like that.
An unlawful use of a weapon for this accidental shooting. On March 27, 2015, Little Dirk's manager OTF Chino, real name Uchenna Agina, was sitting in a car at about 1:50 a.m. in the 8400 block of South Stony Island when someone walked up and opened fire. Chino was struck multiple times and tragically declared dead at just 24 years old. It is widely rumored that he was allegedly killed by 051 Melly. Shortly after this, 051 would allegedly take another life. On April 3, 2015, one of 600's top shooters named Little Boo, real name Jerome Anderson, was walking on King Drive when a gold-colored vehicle pulled up. A gunman hopped out of the car and shot him, then stood over him and continued.
Book that trip to Vegas.
In this economy? What are we, rich? Are we rich? We could get a personal chef. I heard about this guy on the news that
to shoot him multiple times. Little Boo was taken to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where he was tragically pronounced dead at just 22 years old. It is widely believed that members of 051 were allegedly responsible for his death. On May 24, 2015, at around 8:15 p.m., a member of THF-46 named Raheem was leaving a Golden Fish and Chicken restaurant and walking near 45th Street and Cottage Grove Avenue with 4 others when 4 or 5 shots were fired from a silver sedan. Raheem was shot in the back and ran into an alley where he collapsed and tragically died at just 15 years old. Another 14-year-old boy was shot in the ankle. The 14-year-old was taken to Comer Children's Hospital and survived his injuries. Witnesses identified a member of 051 named Ario as the man who killed Raheem and shot the other boy. Prosecutors believe the shooting was in retaliation for a drive-by shooting on May 15th that year, where Raheem allegedly shot both Ario and Melly. Witnesses said the man who was shot with Ario on May 15th was a passenger in the vehicle when Ario shot Raheem and the other boy. This is why people believe that 051 Melly was allegedly one of the people responsible for Raheem's death. Ario was ultimately able to beat the case. On August 25, 2015, a member of Drek's side named Big Mo, real name Reginald Sanson, was in a vehicle at about 6 p.m. when another vehicle approached and someone inside fired shots. Big Mo suffered multiple gunshot wounds to the upper body and was tragically pronounced dead at the scene at just 25 years old. Drek's-side and 051 were very close to each other, but 051 members hinted in songs and on social media that they allegedly killed Big Mo because he became friends with members of THF-46.
Big Mo pick a side, so he gave us dope. Big Mo pick a side, so he gave us dope.
Bruh, it's just death upon death, bro. Like, bruh, like, 20, this right here is 24 minutes. And this is death upon, like, bro. I'm not with this. I'm not with this, bro.
On August 31st, 2015, a member of 051 named Wank, real name Tyrus Jackson, was walking the 4900 block of South Drexel.
And then the killing don't be about nothing. It don't be a... Y'all not killing behind y'all family. Oh, my daughter got such and such, got raped. Like, it ain't nothing like that. Ain't nothing of where y'all niggas standing on real business. Like, y'all not standing on no real law, no real principle, no real nothing. Man, my mother got something happened to my mother. Nigga shot my mother. Nigga shot my kids. Nigga did this. It's always some bullshit. Oh, nigga shot my man. But your man was doing grimy shit, though. You don't want to hold your man accountable. Your man's just back knowing niggas. So he got what was coming to him. You don't want to hold him accountable. It be everybody else's fault but your man or whoever. And then y'all get yourself caught up in the middle of some shit.
Boulevard at about 8:30 p.m. when a white SUV approached and the front passenger exited the vehicle, produced a handgun, and fired multiple shots. The shooter then jumped back into the SUV, which sped away. Wank suffered gunshot wounds to the back and arm and was taken to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, where he was tragically pronounced dead at 35 years old. It is widely believed that he was allegedly killed by members of THF-46. On September 19, 2015, an innocent kid named Taiwan Poindexter and a friend were walking the 4400 block of South Greenwood at about 7:30 p.m. when a car drove by and someone inside started shooting. A bullet struck Taiwan in the head and he tragically died at the scene at just 14 years old. His friend was struck twice in the leg and taken to the University of Chicago Comer Children's Hospital, where his condition stabilized. It was widely believed that members of 051 allegedly killed him on accident while sliding on members of THF-46. On June 10, 2016, an 051 member named T-Berg, real name Terry Bates, was with a friend in the 200 block of West Garfield Boulevard when two men with guns walked up and opened fire. T-Berg was shot multiple times throughout his body and was brought to Northwestern Hospital, where he was tragically pronounced dead at 26 years old. The person he was with was shot in the chest but survived his injuries. Members of THF-46 claimed responsibility for this incident. Months after this, 051 would allegedly avenge him. On November 30th, 2016, at about 8:05 p.m., officers responding to a call of shots fired in the 6800 block of South Cornell found a member of THF-46 named Trayvon in a gangway. He had suffered gunshot wounds to the head and abdomen and was tragically pronounced dead at the scene at just 22 years old. It is widely believed that he was allegedly killed by members of 051. On December 2nd, 2016, a member of 051 named Shot Mac, real name Curtis Noel, was walking into the park in South Cornell Avenue when a man wearing a mask walked up to him from behind and fired shots at him. Mac was hit in his head and was hit multiple times in his back and was tragically declared dead at the scene at just 33 years old. Members of THF-46 would claim responsibility for it on social media. 051 would allegedly get payback 3 months later. On March 6, 2017, a member of THF-46 named Bobo, real name Kamari Belmont, was given a bond after Cook County prosecutors dropped the murder charges he was facing after allowing too much time to elapse under the state's speedy trial statute. The robbery charges Bobo was facing remained, and he was ordered held on a $100,000 bond. At about 5:30 p.m., a friend of Bobo posted the bond, and he was released at 11:12 p.m. Bobo was a few blocks from the jail when a white SUV pulled up to his car on California Avenue and someone inside started shooting. Bobo was hit several times. The SUV ran a red light as it sped off and crashed into a car near Interstate 55. Those inside ran away. Bobo collapsed in the street and died at the scene at just 23 years old. Paperwork would later be released naming an 051 member named Rose, real name Ricky Anderson, as one of the gunmen in this incident.
Guys, it's time to ditch that nasty washcloth and get the body buffer.
However, he was never officially charged for it. 051 would soon take their biggest loss. Their most well-known and respected member, 051 Melly, had the reputation of being one of the biggest killers in CHIRAQ. On September 1st, 2019, Melly was attending a party when a member of Taekwon World named 0078 Nate allegedly walked up to him and shot him multiple times. Melly suffered numerous gunshot wounds to the body and was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead at just 27 years old. It is rumored that Nate allegedly killed Melly because the two had a personal beef, and Melly had allegedly shot up Nate's house shortly before this. This incident would spark a war between Taekwon World and 051 Young Money. On May 7, 2020, officers responded to a call of shots fired at about 9:10 p.m. in the 1400 block of West 112th Place and found a crashed vehicle with two men inside. The driver of the vehicle had been shot before crashing the car. The driver was a Taekwon World member by the name of Richie Jerk, real name Malik Delphi. He was taken to Christ Medical Center in Oaklawn and tragically pronounced dead at just 22 years old. An autopsy revealed that he died from a gunshot wound to the chest. It is widely believed that Richie was allegedly killed by members of 051 Young Money as get back for the death of 051 Melly. On July 9th, 2020, a member of Poppy gang named Delonte McDaniel was standing outside of a convenience store at about 3:39 p.m. in the 400 block of South Laramie Avenue when someone approached him and opened fire. Delonte was struck in the head, chest, and was taken to Stroger Hospital, where he was tragically pronounced dead at 36 years old. One of 051's main shooters, Rose, was arrested and charged with this murder. He is currently locked up fighting these charges. The war in Chicago seems never ending. Well-loved 051 members Remy and Little Law were killed within the last 2 years, and 051 is still rumored to be directly involved in homicides till this day. It is sad to see how many lives the streets of Chicago have taken. Let me know what you guys think about this situation in the comment section, and please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.